My name is Dr. Thomas Hein, and this is my wife, Dr. Nancy Hein. Both of us are physicians here in Rhode Island. We also do a lot of time overseas, volunteering there. Thank you very much to the Judiciary Committee for allowing us to speak, and thank you really for all your time and energy being here. We know it's going to be a long night for you guys, so we really appreciate your time and attention with such a diverse crowd. In addition to our work here in Rhode Island, I'm on the faculty at Harvard Medical School. My wife will be joining the Harvard faculty soon. But we're not obviously speaking on behalf of our academic institutions, but on behalf of our family, especially our third trimester unborn child, and on behalf of all mothers and unborn patients. Now, both of us are pediatricians. You'll be hearing, no doubt, from a member of OBs this evening, but I suspect we may be the only pediatricians you'll hear from. We're the ones who use these little tiny stethoscopes to take care of the tiny babies, the smallest children that we use stethoscopes for. So we're here as advocates for human rights, particularly the most basic right, the right to life. We're also here as advocates for the most vulnerable patients, most vulnerable members of our society, the little ones. This is our lane. So as physicians, we want to first of all speak to the common question, when does life begin? I'm sure many physicians will just tell you they don't know. But just to reassure you, just because someone has an MD doesn't necessarily know that they're an expert in embryology. You wouldn't ask an airplane mechanic to fix your bicycle or your car. It's different. So I wouldn't necessarily expect an OB who might have a conflict of interest, maybe making money from performing abortions, maybe having done or had their own abortion happen to them, necessarily be an expert in embryology. By contrast, we're pediatricians. So for all board exams and for day-to-day life, we spend a lot of time with children with disabilities, with children with genetic diseases. So embryology is actually very important, knowing when things develop and when they sometimes go wrong. The science is pretty clear, actually. So if you'll forgive me the little science lesson here, we brought a handful of our medical textbooks, so we're just going to break them open. This is Moore's Essentials of Embryology, The Developing Human. 7th edition. It's the #1 bestseller if you look it up on Amazon. And let's see, here on page 2, zygote. This cell results from the union of an oocyte and a sperm during fertilization. A zygote is the beginning of a new human being, i.e. an embryo. That seems pretty important. I'm going to read it again, and we actually made we're still paying off student loans, so this is our cardboard little thing here. Still young physicians with a little family. Again, a zygote is the beginning of a new human being. This is science. This isn't religion or anything. I'll continue. Human development is a continuous process that begins when an oocyte or ovum from a female is fertilized by a sperm or spermatozoon from a male. So a zygote develops into a multicellular being. Although most developmental changes occur during the embryonic and fetal periods, important changes occur during later development periods: infancy, childhood, adolescent, and early adulthood. Development does not stop at birth. Important changes, in addition to growth, occur after birth. For example, development of teeth and female breasts. The brain triples in weight between birth and 16 years. Most developmental changes are completed by the age of 25. So if any members of the audience of the Judiciary Committee have troublesome adolescents with pediatricians, we reassure you the brain is still developing. Until the 20s, it still develops, so it will get better. That's one book. Another book here, this is more Prasad, Torcha, 2016. Human development begins at fertilization when a sperm fuses with an oocyte to form a single cell, the zygote. This highly specialized totipotent cell marks the beginning of each of us as a unique individual. I'll read that again. This highly specialized totipotent cell marks the beginning of each of us as a unique individual. For the risk of being repetitive, I'm going to keep going here.
Doctor, if you wouldn't mind, we're really up against some time.
Absolutely. So you can kind of see we've got multiple books that sort of say the same thing. So if anyone goes and asks, we don't know when life begins, I think the burden of evidence is on them to say against what's written here. Let my wife continue.